On July 19, 2026, Lionel Messi walked into one more World Cup final with Argentina. It was the kind of moment football had been building toward for years. But Spain scored in extra time, Argentina lost 1-0, and Messi's last great World Cup dream ended in tears. This was not just another match. It was the final chapter of a story the world had followed for more than 2 decades. Argentina's path to the final had been filled with pressure, belief, and the familiar feeling that Messi was carrying more than just a team. He was carrying history. He was carrying expectation. He was carrying the weight of an entire football nation that believed one more miracle was still possible. By the time Argentina reached the final, Messi was no longer the young genius from Rosario. He was the captain, the veteran, the leader who had already given Argentina everything he had. At 39 years old, Messi was still there. Still calm. Still dangerous. Still trusted to decide matches when the pressure became too much for anyone else. He no longer played like a boy chasing a dream. He played like a man who had already lived through glory, criticism, pain, and redemption. His presence on the pitch changed the mood of the game. Spain did not panic. They stayed disciplined, organized, and patient. Argentina tried to create space, but Spain kept closing it. The match became a battle of nerves, a battle of timing, a battle of who would make the first fatal mistake. Every minute made the tension heavier. Every passing sequence made the final feel smaller and more dangerous at the same time. Then came the moment that changed everything. In extra time, Spain found the breakthrough. One goal was enough to turn Argentina's dream into heartbreak. The stadium erupted on one side and went silent on the other. For Argentina, it was the worst possible kind of ending. Not a collapse, not a disaster, but a single brutal moment that decided everything. When the final whistle sounded, there was no trophy in Messi's hands. There were only tears, silence, and the feeling that one great World Cup era had finally reached its end. He had fought until the final minute. He had carried the pressure as long as he could. But football had chosen a different ending. And in that moment, the world saw not just a legend, but a human being facing disappointment on the biggest stage in sports. But this defeat did not erase Messi's legacy. It made it deeper. He had already won the World Cup in 2022. He had already lifted Argentina in Copa América. He had already turned pressure into triumph more times than most players ever dream of. This final did not define him by failure. It reminded the world that greatness is not only about winning. It is also about returning, enduring, and giving everything even when the ending is painful. Lionel Messi was never just a player who won trophies. He was a believer, a fighter, and a symbol of what it means to keep coming back to the biggest stage in the world. Even when the result is heartbreak, the journey still becomes history. And that is why his story continues, not only as football, but as one of the greatest human stories ever told.